It's more about that it's so uncomfortable that, you have to change your clothes a few
Right.
times a day, or you feel like you can't wear a certain thing. So I think, my whole thing, my tips are pretty general, but
I actually think we have a first slide.
Yeah.
I want to go through it like bit by bit.
Oh my God, we can.
Because I want to be as technical as
Oh,
possible.
wow,
We're
let's
gonna
do
help-
it.
So let's bring up that first slide, and it's about the fabric you choose.
Yeah, fabrications. I mean, the fabrications are super important. Natural materials are really, really important. Cottons that are breathable, things that are light, linens. The poly blend world that we live in isn't always your friend. So I think that that's kind of what I'm trying to get out there to try your right fabrication.
So what is the worst fabric? Is it a poly blend?
Yeah, I mean, some of the microfiber blends, it's hard to tell because you're not really sure what it is that you're buying, but they really have no breathing room, nothing. You're kind of trapped in what you're wearing. I think people can feel it, like when you have something on, you're like, oh, you feel stuffy, and it's like a lightweight blouse, like why do you feel that way? Yeah.
Are there any tips for wearing leather without sweating? Because as
No.
we've learned from friends, it can get real messy.
No, it's one of those things. Listen, it's all about timing. So no, I mean, it is a hard thing. It is one of those things, but that's why you have to pick the right thing. Yeah.
And let's bring up the next slide because it's about layering.
Yeah. So my whole idea there is that I think, if you do feel like you have to change a few times a day, well, if you are going to layer and you are going to mix and match like what you're doing, I still think like it's important to make sure that it's still like cool and stylish and not just like throwing on a weird cardigan. Like you can still have cool and interesting jackets and different tops. And I think that's kind of the vibe, that we don't want to sacrifice your style for that.
Is there any way to layer in the summer that's not going to be too hot? Like, are there specific fabrics or?
I mean, it's hard. I mean, I think you have to still do the same thing. Like if you're going to wear a tank top and you need to change it 3 times a day, like why aren't you throwing on like a cool jacket? Maybe it's a sleeveless vest or things like that. Things that you can play with. Yeah.
And then the last slide is all about contrast.
Yeah, prints, colors, textures. I think that's the goal there, to kind of to mask it, hide it, go for something bold that you never would try. I think that's the best thing.